OSBC DG as the public relations officer of the organization. 26 reportedly died in Algeria forest fires. UK workers begin 4-day strike. Philippines extend public health emergency till the end of the year. The Director General of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, Alhaji Rasheed Folarami, has been appointed as the Public Relations Officer of Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Bond Zone C, in the southwest of Nigeria. Bond Zone Z Chairman, Mr. Dikin Owolabi Oladejo, made this known in Ibadan, your state capital, while inaugurating new executives for Bond Zone C. Details of the inauguration ceremony held in Ibadan are now presented from our studios.
Executives of the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, Bond Zone C Southwest, have been inaugurated in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, at the event which took place at the boardroom of Metropolitan Broadcasting Service, home of Impact Business Radio, Amutajiro, and African Impact Television, AITV, Akobo Ibadan. The Bond Zone C chairman, Dikin Owolabi Oladejo, said the new administration will work to integrate all licensed broadcasting outfits in the Southwest. Dikin Oladejo insisted that professionalism will be properly entrenched during his tenure. The new chairman, after taking his oath of office, also administered oaths on other members of the executive present, including his own new secretary and general manager of Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, Mrs. Toyin Shogbeso, general manager, pensioner 106.7 FM Ibadan, Dr. Babatunde Tiamiyu, assistant secretary, and Mr. Rasheed Folarami, director general of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, OSBC, as public relations officer, PRO.
As the public relations officer, swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my position.
The chairman, Dikin Oladejo, then read the objectives and vocal points of the new executives.
The mission of the new executive include training and retraining of member station staff in order to enhance professionalism in the industry. We intend to encourage more broadcasting organizations to join Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria so as to improve the quality of broadcast services in Nigeria and beyond. To encourage other growing stations in order to have a solid base in the industry. That is the whole essence of our thinking of training and retraining.
The new executives promised to discharge their duties with sincerity towards protecting the aims of the organization across the state in the Southwest Zone. Other members of the executive of the Bond Zone C Southwest who could not make it to the inaugural meeting, including Dr. Ambrose Shomide of Radio Jar Communication Lagos as vice chairman and Mrs. Amina Atairu of Rave Television Lagos.
No fewer than 26 people have been reportedly killed and about 12 more injured in forest fires that have devastated northern Algeria. The country's interior minister, Mr. Kamel Beljouj, said 24 died in El Taf, near the border with Tunisia, as well as mother and daughter in Sétif. Reports say 350 residents have been evacuated in various provinces. The Civil Protection Agency said that El Taf was the worst hit area with 16 ranging fire outbreak. Information has it that northern Algeria is affected by the forest fires every year, with 90 people reportedly died in fire last year and more than 100 hectares of woodland burnt. A bomb attack at mosque in the Afghan capital, Kabul, during evening prayers killed at least 21 people, including a prominent cleric, and wounded at least 33 others. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack, the latest to strike the country in the years since the Taliban seized power. Several children were reported to be among the wounded. The Islamic State group's local affiliate has stepped up attacks targeting the Taliban and civilians since the former insurgent takeover last August, as U.S. and NATO troops were in the final stages of their withdrawal from the country. Last week, the extremist claimed responsibility for killing a prominent Taliban cleric at his religious center in Kabul. The slain cleric was Mullah Amir Mohammed Kabuli. This is The World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation. Ilea Wiye Okebale Oshogo, Voice of the West. Now, amid news message. Honesty is the best policy. Train your child to be honest. Thousands of of workers across the UK began a 4-day strike today due to long-running disputes over working conditions and unfair pay. Commuters across the country, including the capital London, will face disruptions as services on trains, buses, and the underground will be ground to a halt. Workers taking part in the industrial action are likely from Network Rail, Transport for London, London Buses and other transport services, and are members of a number of unions, including the Rail, Maritime and Transport Unions. In addition to today's industrial action, members of the Rail, Maritime and Transport and Unite unions will walk out of London Underground subway stations and bus depot tomorrow in a separate dispute over pay. Meanwhile, on Saturday, railway workers, including train drivers, conductors and platform staff, alongside members from the London United bus routes, will stage a walkout that will further disrupt travel plans for many on the weekend. Transport Secretary Mr. Grant Shapps, however, condemned the mass industrial action and blamed its participants for causing unnecessary disruptions to millions of commuters who rely on the country's transport services to go to work and visit family and friends. Philippine President Mr. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has said he is considering extending the validity of the state of public health emergency until the end of the year due to the coronavirus pandemic. Former President Mr. Rodrigo Duterte has declared a public health emergency in March 2020 following confirmation of local COVID-19 community transmission. Mr. Duterte extended the emergency status until 12th of September this year. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. The Director General of Osun State Broadcasting Corporation (OSBC), Alhaji Rasheed Folaranmi, has been appointed as the Public Relations Officer of Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, Zone C in the southwest of Nigeria. No fewer than 26 people have been reportedly killed and about 12 more injured in forest fires that have devastated northern Algeria. Thousands of workers across the UK began a 4-day strike today due to long-running disputes over working conditions and unfair pay. We brought it to you that Philippine President Mr. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has said he is considering extending the validity of the state of public health emergency until the end of the year due to the coronavirus pandemic. That was the World at Noon, edited by Olushola Egbodofo and delivered by Titilope Ajiboye. For more about us, please visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good afternoon.